News Channel 11 starts right now with breaking news.
You are looking at a developing, unfolding situation right now in downtown Johnson City. We begin tonight's coverage with some breaking news, breaking details as the old model mill, the General Mills building in downtown Johnson City, is on fire this evening. We're going to start things off with Justin Soto. He's starting off our coverage tonight. He's there on the scene where we know that crews are working diligently to put out this fire. Justin, what can you tell us this evening?
Yeah, Curtis, crews received a call around 9:30 this evening.
All right, thank you, Justin Soto, starting us off tonight. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor the situation throughout our newscast tonight. In fact, we continue now with some team coverage. Callie Durham is standing by in the Weather Center with an update on how the fire is affecting weather around the city. Callie, I know some people may be concerned about winds throughout the area. Is this going to be a problem with firefighters still trying to work to put out those hot spots? All right, thank you so much, Callie. I'm joined now by Kane O'Deal. He's in our sports department. That's typically where you see him, but tonight he and I both were out there as crews were fighting that fire. Now, Kane, I know you got out there just as I was getting ready to leave. And I'll start with me first because I was out there, one of the first people on the scene this afternoon, or this evening rather, and I got to tell you, it was a lot of people who were there just watching this. This building, very, very historic. We recently reported that, of course, the building had been purchased from the chamber and by Summers Taylor. They were going to move their operations into that facility there, and when we got on the scene tonight, my first thought was, oh my goodness, I hope no one was inside. A massive flame shooting up. We mentioned that there was a purchase happening, that the owner of the mill was actually under the ownership of the city of the chamber, and that we did have the opportunity this evening to speak with the person purchasing the building. That's Grant Summers. He's the president of Summers Taylor. They're moving their operations from Elizabethton to Johnson City to that mill. I had the opportunity to speak with him. Here's what he told me over the phone not too long ago. Hey Grant, so just talking to you about the mill, I mean, I know you're aware of what's happened, the fire that's happening right now at the mill. You guys are purchasing from the chamber. Tell me, I guess, what are your thoughts right now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Obviously, we're very upset and frustrated that this is occurring right now. And you know, right now, obviously, the main priority is get the flames out, and then once that happens, we'll go in and try and evaluate the structural integrity of the building.
All right, you're looking at right now our website where we've got a live stream going on right now. You can see fire crews still actively on the scene this evening as we continue to cover the fire at the old General Mills building, the old model mill building in downtown Johnson City. Of course, you can always stay on our website, WJHL.com, for continuing coverage. We'll be right back. We continue to follow that breaking news out of Johnson City this evening where the model mill was on fire. We got that call around, it was about calling the dispatch around 9:30, just before 9:30. You're taking a live look right now at downtown Johnson City where crews are still pouring water onto that facility. They're still trying to put those hot spots out. We spoke with Justin Soto. He's our reporter. He's on the scene there right now, and he told us that most of the fire is contained right now, but we have seen a few embers still pop up here and there. Again, that call came into dispatch just before 9:30 this evening, and you can see there are tons of people on the street there watching a piece of Johnson City history as it goes up in flames. Of course, we'll continue to follow this breaking developments as they come into our newsroom, and of course throughout the rest of this newscast we'll check in with Justin. He's monitoring the situation where he says a press conference is expected to happen there momentarily. But for now, we'll go to Callie Durham. She's standing by right now for a quick look at the weather. Callie.
Now, Storm Team 11's Callie Durham.
Of course, very good that the wind is not picking up tonight, especially with the fire that's happening in downtown Johnson City. Fire crews still on the scene there trying to put out those hot spots.
Yeah, so hopefully those winds going to stay calm overnight tonight. We're only looking at light wind, maybe 3 to 5 mile per hour wind, so it should help out those firefighters. All
right, we're hoping so, Callie. Thank you so much. We're continuing to keep you updated on a breaking news situation happening right now in downtown Johnson City. You're taking a live look right now at the old General Mill building as well as the model mill, both of those names that people know it by there. Fire crews working there. You see those ladder trucks spraying water on that structure, putting out hot spots tonight. Of course, you can stay here on ABC Tri-Cities for all the latest updates. We'll be right back. We continue to follow breaking news down in Johnson City, in downtown Johnson City, where crews are still on the scene at the old General Mill building there. You can see smoke still smoldering a bit, and two ladder trucks are on the scene spraying water on that structure. Fire broke out just after 9 o'clock, right before 9:30. The call came in to dispatch. A piece of Johnson City history right there we're looking at this evening, ladies and gentlemen. You can see people, a congregation of people there on the side of the street there. That's near Founders Park. They're all watching this. So many people have so many memories in that mill, in that building that was recently going through a company out of Elizabethton. Summers Taylor were purchasing that piece of property there to move their facilities to Johnson City. We spoke with Grant Summers earlier on the phone this evening, and he says that they're still trying to process all this, still trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do with this situation that's happening right now. Of course, I was out there myself earlier, the first to get on the scene there, first news media on the scene, and witness those flames shooting out of that building. Now all of that fire seemed to be contained right now at this point. Of course, we're going to continue to follow the latest developments and bring you all the updates as we continue to get them. Johnson City police are investigating a crash this afternoon that slowed traffic on West Market Street. This all happened near the corner of West Market and North Barton Streets in front of the Johnson Inn around 2 p.m. 2 vehicles were involved and 3 people were taken to Johnson City Medical Center. We do not know the extent of the injuries, but of course we'll continue to update you on this developing story as more information comes into our newsroom. We have some details to share with you this evening about a high-speed chase that happened on Interstate 81 in Washington County, Virginia, Friday night. We now know the 2 people arrested. Authorities say both Alexander Milne and Carson Haar are being held in the Southwest Virginia Regional Jail in Abingdon, Virginia. Authorities say Milne was behind the wheel and he's facing multiple charges, including marijuana possession and hit and run. The passenger, Carson Haar, is facing charges including possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. This all started when Virginia deputies attempted to stop a vehicle for reckless driving and a signal violation. The vehicle did not stop and sped off. The car was traveling nearly 90 miles per hour when it hit a guardrail and another vehicle before crashing on the side of the highway. The man responsible for planting a pipe bomb in a Johnson City business is expected to be sentenced by a federal judge tomorrow. Christopher Alexander pleaded guilty to 3 counts of possession of a pipe bomb and 1 count of arson. Alexander is responsible for bombing Victory Orthotics and Prosthetics, a business that provided prosthetic limbs to people with mobility needs. CEO of Victory Orthotics, Zach Smith, tells News Channel 11 that he plans to attend the sentencing and hopes he can get closure on why Alexander bombed his business. Kane joining us now for a look at sports. Vol fans came, they're still celebrating, still, you know, on a high after that big win. We continue to follow that developing breaking news out of downtown Johnson City, where a fire broke out at the old model mill, the old General Mills building there on West Walnut Street. Justin Soto is on the scene this evening. He has been there all evening monitoring the latest from authorities. Justin, what updates do you have for us now?
Yeah, Curtis, I just spoke to Chief Scott one more time just to double check with everything that's going on here tonight, and he did reiterate that luckily no one was injured in this fire this evening. That includes civilians as well as fire officials that are out here this evening. Take a look behind me at what's going on here right now. The fire, as I mentioned before, is completely contained, and as you can see, minimal smoke coming out on certain parts of it. And and as I mentioned before, fire crews are going to wait until daylight until they go in to try to assess the damage. And of course, the big question tonight is what was the cause of this fire, and hopefully they can answer that question tomorrow during daylight time when they have plenty of time and plenty of daylight to actually take a look inside in a safe way to see exactly what happened out here. And Chief Scott, like I said, is very grateful that everyone was safe out here this evening. And as I mentioned before, they used nearly 4,000 gallons of water a minute in this fire. So tons of water needed in this huge fire that we had here tonight at the old General Mills building that, I should mention, is in fact over 100 years old. So they have a lot to assess tomorrow. But for now, live in Johnson City, I'm Justin Soto, News Channel 11 in your corner.
All right, thank you so much, Justin. We appreciate you. Now, of course, we're going to continue to monitor this situation throughout the rest of the evening and into the morning. You can catch all the updates. We're sure that Micah Smith will be out there live tomorrow morning, or this morning, I should say, that we are into the next day, and we'll have the rest of those updates for you as we continue our coverage. All right, we appreciate everybody for joining us tonight and following us as we continue to follow that historic breaking news in downtown Johnson City. Until next time, may good news be with you.